Not gonna lie, I cried. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Tjpw March 26, 2022, available on Wrestle Universe. The next challengers for the Princess of Princess title and Princess Tag titles were decided during the show, but the most important event was Nadoka Tenma's retirement ceremony. The ceremony closed the show, but there were regular matches before it, so let's get through them. This was a multi-camera show with no commentary, and the Up girls sang and danced like normal to open the show. We started with a singles match between Hikari and Toribami. While watching this match, I was confused for a bit before I realized what it was that made me feel different about it. Hikari played the part of the experienced vet this match, which is not a role I am used to seeing her play. In the past, it was usually Hikari fighting against the odds, but this match, it was the opposite. Toribami played the underdog. The match started pretty conventionally with holds and locks until Hikari slapped Toribami. After that, Kea started to try to go on the offensive, but Hikari would cut her off. That is what it was kind of like the whole match. Hikari would have control for a while, and Kea Toribami would hit a drop kick or other move, but Hikari would put a stop to any momentum right away. After Kea Toribami hit her second rope flipping senton, Hikari hit a suplex with her amazing bridge and got the 3 count and victory. The second match on the card was a tag team match between the team of Palm Harajuku with Miyamoto versus Hyper Misao and Miya Watanabe. Before the match started, Hyper Misao asked for the mic like normal and was speaking with Palm Harajuku. Palm Harajuku offered to switch teams and be with Hyper Misao. Misao was caught off guard but agreed and walked over to Palm's corner. But it was a trick and the team switch wasn't official, so both Palm Harajuku and Miyamoto beat up Hyper Misao a bit before the match started. It feels like Palm Harajuku is being groomed to fill Hyper Misao's wildcard spot on the roster. Hyper Misao has been having more matches in DDT recently, so I wonder if she may be going over there, but this is all speculation. As for the match itself, it was fun. Miya Watanabe's giant swing on Miyamoto was impressive. There was also a neat spot where Miya Watanabe and Hyper Misao tried to double team Palm Harajuku, but she reversed an Irish whip on Hyper Misao and pushed Miya Watanabe into Misao's path. Misao then caught Hyper Misao's crossbody and turned it around and threw Hyper Misao at Palm Harajuku for a kind of reverse crossbody? Later in the match, it looked like Palm Harajuku may win when she attempted to do palm justice on Hyper Misao, but Miya Watanabe intercepted Palm and hit a backbreaker. After that, Hyper Misao hit the final cut on Palm and got the 3 count. The next match on the card was a 3-way match, Harunu Neko versus Naokakuta versus Rika Tatsumi. This match was clunky in parts, but still fun. Tjpw have been experimenting with 3-way matches, but still don't have them down. They are getting better though than they used to be. All 3 started with a test of strength which Harunu Neko lost, but quickly reversed it and got the advantage on Rika Tatsumi and Naokakuta. Rika didn't like that much and went on the attack. This match felt like Rika Tatsumi really wanted to beat up Harunu Neko, but it was a 3-way match. Rika was almost annoyed she had to deal with Naokakuta also in her attempt to beat Harunu Neko, so kept targeting Nao's leg with kicks and holds. The end of the match was pretty fun. Neko was able to get the advantage over Naokakuta after multiple rolling code breakers, but Rika Tatsumi was waiting for the moment to strike. Rika hit Neko with a hip attack, then got a twist of fate on Harunu Neko, who landed on the pro Naokakuta on the mat. Rika Tatsumi then had to break up the pin of the Dace Harunu Neko on the pro Naokakuta and put Harunu Neko on a submission on Naokakuta for the submission victory. The 4th match on the card was a trios match. On one team we had Maki Ito, Yuki Kamofuku, and Marika Kobashi against a team of Yuka Sakazaki, Mizuki, and Raku. This was a fun match, but I did think the ending was a bit clunky. Maki Ito sang and danced her entrance music, while Raku brought out her giant hat. This match was full of fun spots like Raku putting Maki Ito to sleep, although it was a delayed reaction by Maki Ito, and Mizuki used Yuki Kamofuku's eye poke strategies against her. But as I mentioned, the ending felt a bit off. It was Marika Kobashi and Yuka Sakazaki in the ring against each other, and Marika did a good job of countering Yuka's magical merry-go-round 2 times. Yuka Sakazaki was trying to beat Marika Kobashi with a big move, but Marika kept countering it, so out of nowhere, Yuka Sakazaki was able to roll up Marika for a surprise pin. I am not sure what it was, but the endings felt kind of flat, while the rest of the match was pretty fun and high energy. The next match was to determine the number 1 contender for the Princess Tag titles. The teams were Moka Miyamoto and Yukirai versus Suzumi and Endo. These two teams last met up in the Max Heart Tag Tournament of January 20th, which Yukirai and Moka Miyamoto won. This was a good match, but you could tell one team had better chemistry than the other. Suzumi and Yukirai started for their teams and traded holds before both tagged out. Neither could get the advantage. That was the story of the match. Neither team could get the advantage for long before losing it. Suzumi would get the advantage using her dropkick before losing it to Yukirai's boots, or Arisu Endo would have the advantage before Moka Miyamoto would stop it with a body slam or submission. Yukirai had the advantage of Suzumi near the end of the match, and Moka Miyamoto dealt with Arisu Endo so she wouldn't interfere. After trading pin attempts, Yukirai went for her axe kick, but Suzumi dodged it and hit her ring-the-bell cutter for the pinfall victory. Suzumi got a bit of revenge for Yukirai beating her last month. After the bell, Suzumi and Arisu Endo called out the current champs, saying they had grown and will take the belts from them. Yuka Sakazaki said they did grow, but not enough. The title match will be on the 9th of April. That brings us to the main event, Nadoka Tenma's last match. It was a tag match. Nadoka Tenma tagged with her sister Yuki Aino against a team of Miyu Yamashita and Shoko Nakajima. Miyu and Shoko are the longest tenured members on the roster and may have felt it was their duty to see Nadoka Tenma off. The match itself was good, if a bit tense because you knew why the match was happening. The really emotional stuff happened after the match. As for the match itself, it was a hard-hitting contest. Lots of shoulder tackles and splashes by the Bakaratsu sisters, while there were plenty of kicks from Miyu Yamashita and high-flying moves by Shoko Nakajima. The ending of the match was not really in doubt, but it was done well. Miyu Yamashita came into the ring to help Shoko Nakajima and hit a skull kick on Nadoka Tenma. The ref started the 10 count because both Shoko and Nadoka were on the mat, but Shoko got up and asked for the ref to stop counting. Shoko Nakajima picked up Nadoka Tenma, hugged her, hit her DDT, then a top rope senton for the 3 count. That is the end to Nadoka Tenma as a wrestler. After the match is when the beautiful, fun, and emotional retirement ceremony started. It started with Miyu Yamashita and Shoko Nakajima saying a few words, and Nadoka Tenma asked that everyone on the roster look after her sister Yuki Aino when she's gone. Yuki Aino got on the mic and said that Miyu and Shoko inspire her with their leadership, so she wants to be a leader also, and challenged for Shoko's Princess of Princess title, and Shoko agreed. This match will happen on the 9th of April. Hyper Misao then came out and threatened the director's life if Nadoka Tenma leaves. Nadoka Tenma said thank you to the director. It looks like Hyper Misao's threat didn't work. Everyone on the roster came out to the ring and hit Nadoka Tenma with one last move before they all piled on her for a final 3 count. Yuka Sakazaki, Rika Tatsumi, and Hyper Misao gave flowers and gifts to Nadoka Tenma. Then the ring bell was rung 10 times. Nadoka Tenma was covered in streamers and everyone came back to the ring to give Nadoka Tenma one last hug. And with that, Nadoka Tenma is retired as a wrestler. This is what I would call a bittersweet and emotional TJPW show. I would recommend the final 2 matches, and especially the retirement ceremony at the end. The next TJPW show is on April 2nd. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for TJPW March 26, 2022. Thanks for listening.